Good morning. This is the Philip Corper Show. This is episode 85, March 13th, 2019. Had a little bit of sabbatical there from the show, taking a little bit of a break, and I'm just really excited to be back. There's so much going on. I really want to jump into this Tucker Carlson thing. I'm going to try to sum up my thoughts on this. This is just really a fascinating thing. Media Matters is a left-wing organization that really just goes after conservatives. Apparently they have a lot of money, and what they've done is spend a lot of money they've been constantly trying to attack Tucker Carlson and try to shut down his show. And so they found from about 10 years ago, it's a kind of a shock rock show where Tucker was calling in and said some, as Tucker called it, some naughty things, just talking about other countries and talking about if he was a politician that he would only have beautiful people come on. I mean, a lot of really kind of stuff like that. And so anyhow, Media Matters has just really gone after him on this, and they're truly trying to shut him down. It's really amazing what's happening here is that this is really just why go after Tucker Carlson? Why try to ruin someone's career? And so really the point here is that they really don't like conservative speech. They want to get rid of it. So Tucker Carlson just did a great thing about it, because the thing is that when you apologize for something like this, like Megyn Kelly did, I mean, you're just going to get fired anyhow. They're going to come after you. They are the virtuous ones, and you are not. So they find something that you did that is a little salty in the past, and they really try to destroy you. They did the same thing with Donald Trump. Remember the Access Hollywood tapes that came out? That they waited for the October surprise for Donald and try to destroy him. I love how Donald did not apologize for this. This was locker room talk. This is the kind of talk that some people do in private. This is the kind of stuff that I hear at work sometimes. Not in front of everyone else, but off to the side a little bit. This is the kind of the talk that a lot of people have. A lot of Americans have this kind of talk. But anyhow, since Donald Trump was running for president and they caught him on mic talking about how, billionaire playboys can have their way with women and things like that. It's not like they're not consenting, right? And basically there's nothing illegal going on here, right? Donald Trump was talking locker room talk about consenting adults, okay? Tucker Carlson's on a show talking, using language that he probably shouldn't use, talking about Barry Obama, talking about how his mother's white and his father is black. I mean, a lot of these things are really truisms. He's not doing anything illegal, but he's really making fun of some people and using humor. A lot of it was, off-the-cuff humor. And so I love how Tucker Carlson got on his show and he said, okay, what is going on here? Okay. Should things from our past just be brought up? Okay. The Media Matters. I mean, they're really trying to silence him. He said Fox News is behind him. Okay. If you like his show, if you like his opinions, you can watch the show. If you don't like these opinions, don't watch the show. If you don't like what I've done in the past, don't watch the show. Andrew Klavan made a really good point that Andrew Klavan doesn't care if this happened yesterday. Okay, apparently these recordings are from 10 years ago. The bottom line is a lot of this stuff is we're in opinion things. I'm like a political commentator with this podcast, and these are our opinions. Okay, racism, for example, is an opinion. Okay, it's like a philosophy. Okay, a lot of people won't subscribe to it. It's pretty stilted to look at people, look at groups. The libtards love to put everyone into big groups. And so, putting people into big groups and then judging them, saying they're all dumb or they're all smart or they're all good at business or they're all honest. I mean, this is really I think, stifling to think of that. We're all individuals. And so, racism is nothing that I subscribe to. But I think we should allow things like this to exist in America. I think that's what makes America great, our freedoms and liberties. I usually have the saying, in America, you have the right to be stupid. So as long as you don't infringe upon the rights of others, you can be stupid. Look at Germany, how they silence speech and they have hate speech. And they're really just silencing speech and free thought, okay, or open thought. So what happens? It gets driven underground. This is this is kind of a free-ranging podcast here. I'm just jumping. I've got so much bottled in me. I'm just gonna kind of barf it out all over the microphone here. But the thing is that these recent, anti-Semitic statements by Ilhan Omar. Okay, I don't like those kind of statements. I think we can call her out on that. She's a politician. She represents a group of people. We can use she's a public figure. I think we can criticize her. Okay, I don't like her anti-Semitic remarks, but I think she's just anti-Semitic. I don't think she likes the Jews. She doesn't like the state of Israel. I mean, she really doesn't like it, and it boils to the surface, and we can see that. Now, if people want to elect somebody like that, I mean, that's good. I think we should speak out against it. I don't think we can stop her from feeling that way. I would like to encourage her to be a little bit more open-minded and not be, to be such a bigot and such a racist. But just calling out the speech and saying it shouldn't be done, I think is really short-sighted. So I love how Tucker Carlson is just, I think he's finally taking a stand. Usually as Republicans, we just kowtow to this and we buckle under the pressure. Okay, look what we did to Stephen King. We took him off those committees. And we're trying to ask the Democrats to do the same for Ilhan Omar. Well, they're not going to do that. Okay, they're not going to do that. The Virginia governor who dressed up as either a KKK outfit or a blackface years ago in medical school. I mean, the KKK outfit, supposedly this is the most triggering thing, to bring back all the memories of slavery and then to have an organization that go out and lynch people. Okay, this is really bad imagery. Okay, but the problem I think we're getting into is here we're saying that speech is like violence, that it's really that offensive. We use the term microaggression. Okay, like people are being aggressive just in the things they say. College campuses, you can't even say that abortion is murder. You feel that way. People get offended. They're so offended they won't allow it. A lot of this is just mock offense. It's just mock. People aren't that offended by these things. They probably might think they're stupid. I would hope that in America that we feel like we're a little bit more safe. But people feel threatened just by what people say. That in itself, I think, is wrong. And we really need to stand up to that. You need to be free to be stupid. So if Tucker Carlson was stupid yesterday or today or 10 years ago and said stupid things, okay, whatever he said, I don't care. He's an opinion man, okay? He gets on TV and has an opinion show, okay? Let him share his opinions, as long as it's not like defamation, just like the Sandman case, Nick Sandman, the high school kid from Covington High School who stood up to a guy beating a drum, and then the CNN just goes crazy and then just with open media just defames his name and really says a bunch of untruths. You need to be accountable if you hurt somebody, like from a defamation type of standpoint, if you say things that are untrue. But we need to have our freedom of speech, and I really think Tucker Carlson is really standing up to this. I think this is great. The left is really trying to squish our speech. They don't want, because when we debate ideas, we win. Conservatives debate. When we debate ideas, we will win. I think Donald Trump is winning with his ideas of a more sane immigration policy, his ideas of better trade deals with other countries, his ideas of less regulation, lower taxes. I mean, we win on these things all the time. I want to use that as an example that we had a local election here in Pikeville, Kentucky, and in the Senate race in this area, including about 5 or 6 counties in eastern Kentucky. It was really excellent. Philip Wheeler won. It's really exciting. This is a son of a friend of mine at work. Really exciting young attorney. And this is great. He's a Republican. There has not been a Republican state senator here. And this was an open seat, by the way, because Ray Jones stepped down to be executive county guy or something like that. And so anyhow, we have a Republican state senator. There's never been this many Republican state senators in Kentucky. I think it's a record right now. This is excellent. You know, the fascinating thing about this area is that 80% of the people are registered Democrats. And so now, so you might ask me, Philip, how did a Republican win when there's 80% of the people here are registered Democrats? And I will tell you because Philip Wheeler did something very smart. He tied himself to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is very popular. This is Appalachian Mountains. This is coal region. Donald Trump is very popular here, and his support is not waning. His support is not waning. People here are just as fired up about Donald Trump as ever. I ran this morning with my Trump socks on and my Make America Great red hat on. Oh, I get all these waves and thumbs ups as I run throughout town. I mean, very popular. You can wear that kind of stuff boldly and bravely here. You're not going to get beat up. No one's going to knock my hat off. No, Donald Trump is very popular here. Phil Wheeler ran on that. This is why Matt Bevin will be reelected, our governor. And so, anyhow, it's just very exciting. Okay, I want to touch on one other thing here on my podcast for today. And I want to talk about Donald Trump and his emergency order. Using the National Emergency Act. There is so much confusion here. Some people are saying that Donald is using his executive power, like when Barry Obama did the DACA thing. Oh, no, Donald is not doing that. Okay, Rand Paul has been disingenuous, and actually Rand Paul has admitted sneakily in his little editorials that he does concede that Donald has the authority to do this. And why does he? Well, in 1976, Gerald Ford signed a bill that was drummed up by the Democrats. That is the National Emergency Act of 1976. And what this does is that there was a bunch of these loose emergency acts that the president had done in the past. And so they kind of rolled them all into this one neat little bill, this little law. What this law does is it gives the president power to declare an emergency and move some funding around. Okay, so that's exactly what Donald Trump did. And the definition of emergency is loosely defined. Okay, so anyhow, so Donald Trump has the authority from Congress to declare an emergency and to move money around. Okay, so if Congress doesn't like Donald doing this, they can just take the bill away, right? They can just repeal the law and then send it to the desk for Donald to sign. And if Donald doesn't sign it, they can override him. They can do a veto. Donald vetoes it. They can override his veto if they have the votes. You know what? Dirty little secret, they don't have the votes. So they're so disingenuous. They attack Donald and saying, oh, he's using all these presidential powers and this is a big power grab. Congress gave the president of the United States this power to do these emergency stuff. Okay, this is not an executive order like DACA and all this other stuff. No, this isn't. This is, he is using statute. Donald is using statute. He totally has the authority to do this. And if this goes to the Supreme Court, he's going to win, and everyone knows he's going to win. So the Democrats and Rand Paul, they're being disingenuous. Now, I do give Rand Paul credit. He's one of my senators. I voted for him. He's usually really good. He's struggling here with this, but Rand Paul introduced the Be Safe Act, okay? And so this is for funding border security, and this is a good idea. Immigrants coming into the United States can pay $2,500 to come to the United States, okay? There you go. And then we take this money and we use it for border security. presto. Very simple. I love it. We need a merit-based immigration system anyhow. Just having people come here and getting on our social services is really stupid. We need to end that. And then I want to close the show. I had a fun debate once again with this immigration situation and what should we do? What should we do with our immigration? I think Charles Krauthammer got this better than anyone else. Okay, we need to seal off the border. And the southern border needs to be sealed off. It's not going to be perfect, we know, but we can't have, in February we had like 72,000 apprehensions of people coming across the border illegally. This is ridiculous. We got to stop. We have 22 million illegal aliens in this country. This is unbelievable. This is unsustainable. We got to do something. This is creating problems with drugs, terrorism threats, crime, you name it. This is terrible. We got to stop this. Seal that border off the best we can. Walls, fences, attack dogs, whatever. Just do it. We can do that. We're a smart country. We're rich. We're the richest country on earth. Do that. Then what do we do? What do we do with the 22 million illegals who are here? Okay. And then we also work on a visa thing. Okay. We need workers here. We love immigration. We got to make sure that's a robust system. We bring immigrants in on a merit-based system. We bring them in. Merit-based system. Okay, cool. So now we've got the immigrants coming in legally. They're coming in on merit. We got then what we do with the 22 million or 25 million or 30 million illegals here. They do not get amnesty, but they can legally stay and work in the country. Okay, they can't be citizens in the United States. They cannot vote, but they can stay. They can say came in illegally. They overstayed their visas. Whatever they did. That's the other thing. The overstaying the visas thing. We can crack down on that. No more doing that. We'll fix that problem, and then we'll allow these 22 million people to stay. These people are integrated. Most of them hardworking, doing great. Okay, they're citizens, and then not citizens. They're here on legal status. Their kids will be citizens. Their kids can be full-fledged citizens. There we go. There we go. Problem's fixed. Problem is totally fixed. It's a compromise. The Democrats should go for this. The Republicans should go for this. This is, I think, a really awesome way to do this. I think really that is really good. So I am excited to be back. Excited to share once again on this podcast. I want to close with just the gratitude that I have of just being in the United States of America. I was born in this country. I won the jackpot. What a huge blessing. And it's those freedoms and liberties that we have, for free speech, for people to be free to be stupid. You got to be free to be stupid. Let's don't drive all this stuff underground, okay? People laugh and they talk, and some people are bigots, and some people are racist, and some people are just really stupid. Let's not infringe upon the rights of others. Hopefully, I would love for everyone to follow Jesus Christ and to follow his example. That's ideal, right? But I know that God loves us. That God blesses our country when we do good things. And I am so grateful that I was born and raised in this wonderful country, and that I had the opportunity to raise our children here. This is a great country. Great to be back. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. This is the Philip Corper Show. I'm Philip Corper, your host.